going to start with the data engineering people. The data engineering people are going to help us to show us the steps. They show us from the first step. And then the BI people will take us to the next step, right? And then the data protection people cover everything. So they'll come next after we have already gotten a picture of what other things, how other things are running. Okay, so can the presenter for data engineering?
I'm Abdul Karim. I'm here to represent the data engineering group. So we are going to see how data engineering group will help the company. So the first of all, nowadays, the data-driven company, it has become more effective. So the company is increasing, returning to the data engineering for help. This returning of company to the data engineering help is here I'm here to explain that process and why, as a company, you need us in your organization. First of all, we can know who is data engineer. The data engineer is those person who will work for data transformation. In data transformation, in data integration, we have, as a company, different source. We have different data source. Some of all is for Facebook, when we need to see how our posts are likely or how they comment our post. Also, the videos you share on your channels, and you need to know how these videos will increase or will grow our company. So the data engineer is those person who will work for data integration. After integrating data, the data engineer will transform them. Due to our data is not the same structure, we have the different structure like the video and Google Sheet, they are the different structures. So we need data engineering for this transformation. After transformation, data engineering will consolidate these data. These data are kept in different database. Also, we need the people who will consolidate them into one centralized repository. Also, as the data was on the one repository, we need the person who has ability to build analytics solution. The analytics solution will help us to take decision based on the information, based on the data was collected. That's why the data engineer will build data warehouse as the analytics solution for these layers. The data engineer also help us on an organization to know the pipeline we create, the storage we use are higher performing and was working effectively. After those, we organize those pipelines according to the flow of pipelines in order to get information you collect easily. Also, the data will be reliable according to the specific and constraint of business. All information we collect information due to the specific purpose. Also, the data engineering is the one who can organize those pipelines. Why company need data engineering? So the company need data engineer for building the pipelines. Those pipelines we collected, those pipelines fetch data from the different source. We need the person who will build those pipelines. Also, we need data engineer in your company for data infrastructures, the way you store your data, the infrastructure we use. So we need data engineering to do those stuff or those tasks. Also, we need us as data engineer for creating the repository, centralizing repository. Those repository will keep all information, all data from Facebook, from Twitter, from YouTube. We need the people who has the knowledge or who has skills for those creating those to reduce the data sorting and promoting consistency of your data. So as we look for this is the flow chart. We have the difference, as I said, we have the different data source. We have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have YouTube, also the data from the Excel. So we need the people who integrate those data from the source, different source, and creating the connectors, how this data will be connected. For example, we need to see how our customer search for our product. We need to connect who will search our product on Facebook and Twitter, and also who watch your video on YouTube, and make more information according to the searching, how your product are most likely on the market. So we need the people who have ability to make the connection of those information, and after making the connection of those information, building the intelligent data warehouse. Data warehouse, I would say, is the centralized repository, is where our data is kept and have the reliable and efficient for data making. Also, those data warehouse keeping informations are go through to the live dashboard. The stakeholders or other officers of company, we need to show how the task, how the activity we start, implement, or how the activity are working through. Daily, we need to make the report, how many number search for our product, how many number like our product. The CEO or other stakeholders need to show this information daily. That's why our channels end to the live dashboard. So we will say about data warehouse, it is centralized report, why we need it. You can say why you need this centralized report. As I say, the centralized repository is the data storage, is the room, let's say as a room, is the room where our data from the difference are kept. So we need those rooms, or we need that rooms for our data consistency. Also, we need data warehouse for real-time and historical reporting. We need to know the past, where we are on the past, where we are now, and where we will be on the future. Those measures does not get if we don't have data warehouse. We need data warehouse in order to keep your information and make better decision according to that information you keep. Also, we need data warehouse for data-driven decision making. Your decision, you as a company, a big company or startup company, we need to take a decision based on the information you collected, based on the information of competitors, based on another different information that can drive your business. That's why we need data warehouse to get the reliable data decision making. So we are going to the step how to build, how your company can adopt the data warehouse. We need the step to flow in this constructing of data warehouse in your company. As you know, the first step is to define the objective. You need to define the objective of your project. If you have the data and you need the data engineer who will do the activity that was said before, we need to define the objective. What is the objective of this project? After defining the objective, we look for the challenge. What the challenges we face on this implementing of full data engineering project. So when the challenge, we look for challenge, we need to suggest for key business questions. Key business question is the question your business will ask it yourself. For example, what can I do to improve the customer orientation? What can I do to get more customer in this year? Those questions, you and the data engineer, we sit together and set those questions. And after, we look the solution. The solution, data engineer, they implement some guidelines from the data collection. When they collect this data or data like these ones, we will answer those questions we set you and data engineer. after we choose the data infrastructure we use. There are the different infrastructures like BigQuery, Snowflake, and the other. So we can choose one will be more for your companies according to volume of your data and the way your data are looked for. When you suggest your data infrastructures, the last things is data visualization and reporting, because you have looked to all steps. Your objective, you look for data. Also, we look the infrastructure we use. Also, the main is data visualization. Let's take an example in agriculture, how the data engineer can help the people who are the farmers or other peoples which are located to the agriculture sectors. The first, we can set the objective. On this project, it is like a sample already done, but it is like an example to show you how the data engineering can help your business or your companies. As you know, the first we set for objective. On this project, our objective was to minimize water usage and improving the yield. This is, we can say that how the data engineer will help us, the agriculture, to improve their yield. Does not make the magic, so the magic is the data we collect. The data we have collected before, it is the magic that we'll use to improve the yields. Also, after the setting the objectives, we are working on, also the next step is the challenge. And in our project, the challenge, we faced the 5 challenges. Some of challenge was real-time data injection. So the way to inject data at real, like the data from Meteo or other data, or data from IoT device, was challenged to inject this data in their storage, because there is not have the data warehouse. Then the data injection will be challenged. Also, the format of data. The data is not consistent. Some of people record that on this year we plant like potatoes, and also the yield is 15 tons. Also, no any specific information about that. When you are a data engineer, you can talk to our boss or to the company that our data will be collected in this format in order to reduce this challenge. Also, data processing and pipeline, the way we collect data. And nowadays, as I said before, we are on the world of competition. We need to improve the way you collect data. You need to use the data at the time you get it. That way you can improve our business according to the data you are collecting. When you collect the data today and use after 3 years, so it helps us to take decision, but does not directly improve your performance. That's why we need to look for the pipelines for processing. Also to manage the complexity of workflow and the dependence, because some data are dependent to the others. The dependence of data, we need the data engineer to work to this stuff like that. So this was the challenge we faced on, but every company, they have their challenges according to their use case, according to the way they work. So after look for the challenge, we identify the key business questions, the questions that our business have. Also, as I say, the business are different too. The questions are different due to the type of business. The agriculture sector, the business in agriculture sectors, they have the questions differ to the business in e-commerce. Also, the e-commerce have the difference to tourism. So, but the things we can do is to set the questions we need to answer from the data. Also, the question you need to answer due to the improving of your company. When you have the question formulating the way to answer that, also we can say that we need to see the historical water usage, because we irrigate much, but the yield is still low. We need to see how their water are affected in yield. So on this part, again, as I say, every company, they set their solutions and the way they need to use their data. Also this is the infrastructures. As I say on the step 5, you and the company set and choose the infrastructure we use. For us, we use Snowflake warehouse. As we looked for this chart, we have this data from the different fields. We have the data from the crop and land. We have data from irrigation. We have data from weather. Also, we need this data to get information, decision based on this information. As the farmer, we need to improve your activities according to the data we have. That's why we need data warehouse as the Snowflake to combine those data from the different sources. Also, we use that DBT, like DBT's data transformation. Due to every use case, we need to transform it. So when you have the data engineering, when you have data engineer, is the real person you need on their company, because they know to transform data according to their use case, according to the vision of the company. When today company set the vision, then data engineer is the one who will use data for improving that vision of the company. Due to this data transformation, the data engineer transforms data according to the way company needs to reach, and those data transformed was going to data visualization. There is some data visualization tools like Looker, Power BI, and so on. According to your company and the visualization you need, we suggest on the part of infrastructure, you said that we use data warehouse as Snowflake or DBT or another things. Also, we said that the data visualization will use that tools on those parts. I think at the end of this, we need to do data modeling. Our model, we need to model our data. The data modeling is not the model like you say, the models. No, it is the way our data will be collected. When people are said that, or when I say that in the attendance, we will record first name and last name. Other people come and say that attendance will be full name. Those data are not the same. We need to modify your data to say that in the attendance of our company, there's the first name and the last name. This is how we say that the data modeling. We need to modify your data to say that all data we captured, we have these specific details. When the data is come in the difference, the data engineer is the one who will transform that data to the setting format we set. I think this was like data engineering part, the way we help you and the way the data engineering work in the different organization. Thank you.
If you have any question about any of these hard words he has been using, please ask. Okay, I like it.
So I'm a lawyer, and I'm seeing a lot of complicated visuals, and I have to ask. As we are as well a company, an organization, and so you kept talking about data infrastructures. I don't know actually what they are, but we can store most of our data in Google Drive and other free, I would call, infrastructures. Even some companies do this they store all the things in the emails. So just go find a document that I shared to Isabel 2 months ago, and that's data, or if I need something, yeah. So what makes us, think that we want you as a data engineer to come and, first of all, tell us to pay for a cloud computing, infrastructure, something that we're going to pay a lot of money and pay you. Second question is, do you have in mind companies that you're already thinking that would need to hire a data engineer, like, by names? You've done your research and you think specific companies need a data engineer at this stage.
Thank you for your questions. First, as the first question said, that how the data from the difference, like emails shared to the emails, how those data will be used as a data engineer. So as you say, you have the data from the different, all data you have, it is shared to your email. Think if your email was corrupt, it is Google Drive. So as the data engineer for your jobs, we'll give those data you have on the driver and keep it on the storage, the format storage. Like when you use the Snowflake as the data warehouse, all your data are kept safely because it is on driver, which is, like I said, driver which is safe than your Google Drive. Also, another things to make decision based to your data you have on driver, it will be hard because your data sometimes it is the PDF. Like when you have the PDF to make the information, to make the decision, it will be hard to predict when there is the data needed to predict the futures. It will be hard to predict your data because it is scattered. There is not on the same, does not have the same format, and also does not have does not keep on the same folders because it is on the drive. It is a folder, but the drive it is not good as the Snowflake. A data engineer will help you to keep those data in data warehouse and making the decision based to the different data in the safe on the safe.
I want someone else from the team to supplement. He didn't study alone. Can you come here, please? Thank you. But thank you for the answer.
Thank you. I'm Fred Nwari. I want to respond to your question. I'm among the team of data engineering. So the response is, what are we going to help your company? You have said that you have already the data, and that is very good thing, and is stored somewhere in the driver. So the data warehouse, where we have three categories of data that is stored there. We have structured data. That is the type of data that you are storing in the Google Drive. It is in Excel format, CSV. And you also have unstructured data, which would be in the PDF, in the videos, in the voice audios. So we need to, there is the chart here that explains everything. I think you can slide. I want to show the whole process. Like this one, yeah. So you have your data in different format. You have in the Google Drive, you have in the PDF. So here the job of data engineering, what we are going to do in your company. Please leave this one. No. Yeah, let me use this. It's all right. So you have your data stored in different sources here. So what we are going to do, we are going to get those data into the data lake. Data lake, it is where we store those original data of yours in order not to lose their format. So after that, we are going to transform them into the standard format that we want. We already stated the key business question that your data needs to respond as the end result. So we are going to transform them in this part. Then later we have one standard format that is going to be loaded or published in our data warehouse that we have built for you. Then later we go to the BI tools for the analysis, for the reporting, and responding every kind of question that you have to your company. So that is the process, and that we are going to pass to respond to your question. Another thing, this is going to help to secure your data. Your data we are scattered everywhere, so we need to have one centralized repository that is going to store your data in order to not to expose them to the scammers. Then we have one standard format, the clear format that your data is going to respond. Every kind of problem, every kind of question that you want to respond to the business, data warehouse is willing to answer that. Thank you. Are you now? All right. Thank you.
There was a question about, have you identified any companies that need your services?
Yeah, already we have some companies that we are working with, like Taxes Rwanda. We already started the process of building the data warehouse of the Taxes Rwanda by identifying the problems that what Access Rwanda have. We are also, our bosses are trying to reach to the companies to onboard them. It is the problem that Rwandan company have. Our goal is to make our company to be data-driven companies, to make a decision, every single decision from the company be based on the data. So the good approach would be having the structure that will respond everything like that. Thank you.